Hello! Hey, everybody! Welcome back to the Mandcave after our little break. This is the only podcast that we know of, hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their names. I'm Mandy Fabian.
And I'm Mandy Kaplan. I feel like you hesitated on your last name there.
Well, yeah,
any marital troubles we need to, we'll dive in later. So for those of you who are new to the Mandcave, each week we test the limits of our friendship by arguing over movies, books, what's streaming on TV, what's trending in the world, and all of Mandy's dumb ideas. I'm very excited to be back. Grab a couch, let's get to it.
Yay!
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
I found out that one of my idols
Me.
listens to us.
It's me.
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
Wait a yes and.
Come
Who
on.
listens to us?
My Aunt Myrna.
You just found that out. She's like very active on the Facebook and everything else.
Well, no, I mean, she's active. She's very supportive, but I didn't know she was actually listening. Look, plenty of people can be like, hey, love your podcast. And who knows? You know what I mean? But she actually called me laughing hysterically about the contact lens story. Which you love so much. Hey, next week, clipping cuticles. Yeah.
Fandy
so anyway.
Nation, can she be stopped? Can we have just an outpouring of protest and that story?
Yeah. I have a couple great yeast infection stories too, but we don't have to, let's not, you know what I mean? I didn't say they were in my cooch, so don't look at me like I'm saying something dirty. You can get yeast infections.
Can you get a yeast infection somewhere else?
Yes, in your mouth, you can. I don't know how you get that.
Of course you can.
It's true.
Well, that's why the sourdough thing is not a good idea.
Oh, but it made such good bread for such a long time.
Are you still sourdoughing?
You know, I can. I have a starter and I'm willing to work that shit. But
my God,
husband
I've never
went
heard
gluten-free.
you brag so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And so forcefully.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, my God. Her posture changed. Her voice changed. She straightened her clothes. She was like, I can bake bread. And I will.
If I want to.
It was very intimidating.
No, you know that my husband went to a witch doctor and is taking all kinds of herbal things and it doesn't touch gluten anymore. And so it's a changed landscape in here. I mean, it's very different in my house. There's a lot of fake egg salad and non-wheat things. So it's a different world, and we're all so much happier and more fulfilled.
Just come
for
to
it.
my house to eat. No,
I know,
you sneak out and you come over, and I'll serve you deep fried ribs.
Thank you.
And smothered in cheese.
Sounds wonderful.
That's what I'm cooking up. What have you? Okay, so in our break, we took in a lot of things, a lot of culture. We did a lot of reading, a lot of seeing, a lot of listening.
Sure.
What are some highlights and lowlights?
Well, I'm very proud and happy because I actually did finish my movie.
Yes.
So Jess Plus None. I don't know when people are going to get to see it, but that's mostly what I've been watching nonstop every day in a dark room, fixing all of the things that need to be fixed on a movie. But now it's done. So that's great.
Oh, fantastic.
Also caught up on season 2 of Hacks.
Oh, what did you think?
I thought, so far, I'm only like halfway through.
You just said caught up. Okay.
Well, I'm catching up. I'm currently, I'm halfway to, there's a lot to watch. And I liked everything except I didn't like the lesbian episode. I thought, first of all, I mean, lesbians are just not inherently entertaining, right? Sorry, Aunt Myrna. But no, I didn't. I thought that episode was like, it was cheesy. They invented oh no, she's going to say terrible things on stage. It just didn't work for me. But everything else is really fun.
Can you remind me? Because I did watch it.
She's owning it. She's in love with the lesbian. She's having so much fun. There's a scene she's
Jean
on
Smart
stage.
Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's on stage and then all of a sudden she makes like one joke and then immediately this professional comedian who's been on stage for years doesn't do material, just decides to hurl insults at the audience and be mean. I didn't buy it for a second. It was like totally, it was a totally
it was like a Michael Richards meltdown. That would never really happen.
No. Well, I mean, not for her. Not at this point.
Right.
She was having too much fun. Anyway, but other than that, I loved everything else about the episode. I was like, woohoo, somebody in the writer's room was having fun.
Yeah.
And then also, horror movies. I've been watching horror movies. I've been tasked with trying to come up with a horror thriller supernatural idea, and I'm challenging myself to do it. And I can't stand horror movies, so it's like really uncomfortable.
Yes. Which ones?
Hereditary. I watched Hereditary last night. Have you seen that?
Okay. No.
Holy God. Oh my God. Toni Collette and Gabriel Byrne. And that kid from Jumanji, Alex Moss, I think is his name. Alex something. Anyway, it's beyond scary. Really scary. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. What's not scary?
What?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
I heard that.
Oh my. Walked out. Oh my God. The trailers were all so scary, and it was getting me excited. Like, there are great horror trailers out right now. And I was like, this is going to be fun. This is going to lots of jump scares, and we're going to go on the ride. Nope.
Wow. You walked out.
Don't believe Rotten Tomatoes, people. Don't believe what people are saying that it's good. It's not good. It's boring. And it's a lot of clouds. Just watching clouds.
Well, I should go see it because obviously I'm going to love it. But you walked out. Right. You must have had half a beer left. I mean, that's crazy.
I was no beer. My rage was not alcohol induced. It was just,
okay.
I was just really not liking it. And I
believe
in my mind, life is too short to sit in a movie or a show that you just hate.
Yeah.
I just would rather be, watching porn online.
Let me ask you, how bad does it have to be before you will leave? Like, how undeniably, is there any part of you that goes, maybe it'll get better in Act 2, or maybe there's a great ending?
No, I'm so cynical. You know that. I'm like,
I know,
this is what they're doing, and it's not working, and I'm out of here. I don't really have a lot of hope.
But you've seen bad movies top to bottom in a movie. I mean, if you go to a movie theater, right? Like, that's pretty rare that you would walk out of one of those, right? Or no? That's kind of a common practice.
No, I don't walk out of movies. I don't walk out of things very often. When I do, it's
that bad.
Yeah,
I probably won't.
I'm really trying to stick it to Jordan Peele. Yeah.
I know.
And I'm also extra mad because Get Out, I think, is one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Yes.
So that extra hurts. That Jordan Peele would go from that to this.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when our heroes deliver not good stuff. Like like the Judd Apatow thing, The Bubble, right? We didn't like his Bubble.
Ooh,
when we're big fans of him, really. First layer off.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, guys.
Here it goes.
Just for fun, just to mix it up, I have 3 layers on under this. Okay, that's a visual thing. People can't see it, but guys, it's great. So
I'm seeing a lot of skin, America. Mm-hmm. But I did see twice now, Freestyle Love Supreme.
Oh, yeah.
Saw it twice, right? So that is Lin-Manuel Miranda's hip-hop improvised musical that it was just, we saw last night, the closing night of the Broadway tour.
Yeah, how was it?
It's fantastic. It's just inspiring and fun. And Casey flipped the first time. He's like, can we go back and see it again? And of course we can. It's a different show every time.
Yeah.
So it's not, there are shows I would see 100 times over just because I love them. But this is you're seeing a brand new show.
You're burying the lead. Did Lin-Manuel Miranda show up? Was he the special guest? Who was the special guest?
Not at all. We've gotten quite ripped off both times.
Okay.
It's just been
Tony
other
Danza?
members of Freestyle Love Supreme who, weren't supposed to be in the show, and then they are.
Yeah.
That's who we got both times.
Who
did you get?
We didn't have a special guest, remember? We didn't, it was just one of the piano players came up and did the part that I think the special guest would have done. There was no special guest the night that we saw it, that we knew of. It was just some guy in the band who was on stage the whole time. He was a great singer and a pianist, but can I guess who it was? Was it Patricia Heaton?
Aunt Myrna came up. Yeah. It was, that and like
Okay.
there is a bit of a promise that Freestyle Love Supreme makes with like promoting. It might be Lin-Manuel himself. It might be one of the cast of Hamilton. It might be Wayne Brady, Josh Groban. They put that out there and you buy your tickets. So excited to see who walks out. And then it's like, here's a member of our cast who hasn't done it in a couple of months. And you don't know that person. I don't.
I'm going to make this up to you, man, right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Fandies, if any of you know Wayne Brady, this is a big moment, but we will change the format of our podcast to be a host guest podcast. If any of you know Wayne Brady and want to hook us up with him, I'm going to say that right now without even consulting you first, because I love him too. So we'll have him.
I thought you were going to start improvising some rap, but that did not happen.
Don't be silly. What would I say? I can't rap on any day. Pretty good, right? I mean, I was like, I just put say and day together. Like, I was like, those rhyme. Oh my God. Am I rhythm?
All right, lady, let's get some Wayne Brady up in the house. Casey is a massive, massive Wayne Brady fan, as are Jeremy and me. But Casey's like nuts for him. So yes.
I assume you saw Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady going to have to cut a bitch? Did you see that on Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most famous sketch ever, and it's the most hilarious thing ever. And it made me fall deeply, madly, eternally in love with Wayne Brady.
He's incredible.
For those who don't know it, may I? On the Dave Chappelle show, Wayne Brady, who's like the cleanest comic ever, Dave Chappelle did this sketch with him where like a training day sketch where he and Wayne Brady are in a car. Wayne Brady's a cop and he turns dark and goes over to a hooker and says, "Is Wayne Brady going to have to cut a bitch?" And it's just the funniest thing on the planet because Wayne Brady would never, he's like Mr. Rogers. He'd never cut a bitch. So
we wouldn't know if he cut a bitch.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, like
he's got good people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Should we get to it?
Yeah, that was a lot of blabbing. Thanks for your patience. Guys, I'm so mad because I really, really did want to watch this with you because it really is one of my all-time favorite movies. We watched Postcards from the Edge, as promised, continuing with me being the gayest man ever. Although it's also Patrick's favorite movie. So, one of his favorites. Oh, we quote it all the time in our house. We quote it all the time.
Other than it twirled up?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious what other quotes are.
Well, there's the one
from this garbage script.
Stop it.
I'm kidding. I
was going to say, so we watched starring Meryl Streep. It was released in 1990. So sorry for our young listeners out there. You're going to have to go. But I did watch my niece. I did make my niece watch it with me and she loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it has Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine and Gene Hackman and
Might I continue? Because every time a new person walks on screen, I was like, oh!
Yeah.
So Gene Hackman, and then in tiny parts, Richard Dreyfuss. Dennis Quaid has a big role. Rob Reiner, Oliver Platt, Annette Bening.
Annette Bening in her first movie. Yes.
This was her first movie?
Yes. And get this. I mean, I don't know. She may have done like a small budget thing, but this was her first thing. A little piece of trivia for you. Little fun. After this movie, Shirley MacLaine and Annette Bening became related. Did you know this? Did you know that Shirley MacLaine's brother is Warren Beatty?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
See, I feel like now that's one of those things where like somebody goes, did you know that people call Jennifer Lopez J-Lo?
What?
Yes, Shirley MacLaine and Warren Beatty are brother and sister. Yes.
I knew about Bennifer, but J-Lo?
Yeah.
Okay. That was news to me. I did not know that.
Yeah. So, but I was questioning whether, like, did Shirley MacLaine go, you're adorable, you should meet my brother? Or like, or was she already dating Warren Beatty and he was like, hey, sis, put my gal in your movie? Do we know how it all came to pass?
I don't know Warren personally, but I don't feel like he goes to his sister to try to hook up with chicks. So I'm going to say he did that all on his own. I'm going to say Warren had game and did it on his own.
Okay.
But also what's interesting about this movie that I love so much is that it's it's a semi-autobiographical based on Carrie Fisher's life with her mom, Debbie Reynolds, who auditioned for the movie to play Shirley MacLaine's part. And Mike Nichols said no, she wasn't right for it.
I didn't know that.
That happened to me one time. I auditioned literally to play Patrick's wife and I didn't get the part. So Debbie Reynolds and I are in very, very good company.
Yes. This is a bit of a tangent and I apologize, but did you read A Star is Born?
Yes.
You did, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that is Carrie Fisher. That is a semi-autobiographical novel written by Carrie Fisher's personal assistant.
Yes.
And it is fantastic. So I'm just giving that gift to anyone out there who's like, oh, I'm looking for a fun read.
Yeah.
It's absolute magic. It's hilarious. It's heartbreaking. It's wonderful. Yep. And it's much more insight into Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds.
It is so, if you want to go down that path. And after seeing this movie and after reading that book, like when Carrie Fisher died, rest in peace, Carrie, the fact that her mom died like 2 days later.
I still can't talk about it.
No, but it's so perfect. It's the most perfect ending to their story.
I know. I mean, people said, like, I'm genuinely like, can't think about it. Like, I'm crying. Like, it was said that Debbie Reynolds died of a broken heart. Like, when she lost Carrie Fisher, she couldn't go on. That's like what, and
yeah.
Oh, not good podcasting for me to just go, but it really.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you
I get that kind of love.
After seeing this horror movie last night with the kid that goes insane, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Depending on who the kid is, then you have heartbreak. I'm just saying.
Well, you know my kid. My kid's awesome.
An angel and perfect. I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll save it for your parenting podcast. Okay. You're starting that soon, right? I already subscribed. No,
I've been slowly working on it for years.
Maybe she died of a broken heart. Maybe she did. But after seeing this movie, come on, like the fun. Okay, so for me, I love it. I'm not going to say much, except that what I love about it is the fact that the mom is played so brilliantly by Shirley MacLaine and so overbearing in this crazy, wonderful way. Another little known fact. Yeah. There's like 11 pages of the mom in the book, apparently. I haven't read the book, but now I want to. The mom is not a huge character in the book, and she's a huge character in this movie.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yeah. And she remains lovable. Like, it's not a mommy dearest situation where you're thinking, just get out from that relationship. It's not that. It's this very wacky, attention-hungry woman who really is doing the best she can for her daughter and believes that she is loving her properly and giving her guidance and helping take care of her. But is there anybody out there who does not know the plot of Postcards from the Edge? An actress who's an addict, ODs, and as part of her recovery, filmmakers won't work with her unless she is living with a caretaker who's going to, like a sober companion, and take care of her. And that's Shirley MacLaine, her mom.
Yeah.
Who's also an actress who doesn't work in the movie. And I don't understand why we don't ever see Shirley MacLaine like auditioning or working or talking about her. We never really get a sense of her.
Well, I would say that perhaps at that time, I mean, did we see Debbie Reynolds work much later in her career? Like there was a fallow time and then she worked a lot.
Right.
But, and I would say this was during
fallow.
Yeah.
Shit. Dang. You just blew my mind. I got to look that up.
Yeah.
Fallow. Like
it was so fallow. Make me talk so shallow.
In the fallow. Like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things I love, and this actually influenced my filmmaking dream desire, and Robert Altman did this a lot too, where the characters are talking over each other. And I really wonder how much of that is improvised, like the way that it's incredible how they're making this little jigsaw puzzle, and they do it in a lot of scenes. I have a bunch of scenes that I want to like play for the audience.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back just to make an observation because this was definitely made in a different time. You know, the movie reeks of we weren't woke as society yet, and it's not diverse and blah, blah, blah. But the smoking. So Meryl Streep is in a rehab center. Shirley MacLaine meets her roommate and is like, nice to meet you, dear. And then Shirley MacLaine puts an ashtray on the roommate's pillow, lights up a cigarette, and is smoking on the roommate's bed, like flicking her ashes on the pillow in the ashtray. Yeah. The good old days, right?
I loved it, yes. Okay, but you haven't said whether you liked it. Did you like the movie?
I loved the movie.
Oh, good.
I loved it.
So happy. I can't believe you hadn't seen it. Of course you loved it. I'm so glad.
I know. I don't know why. I had seen scenes from it. I know some references. It just I had never sat down and watched the whole thing. And it's heartwarming and funny. And, there are some twists and turns. Dennis Quaid isn't who he purports to be. And he's a little hard to look at. I mean that. No, he's like a weird Picasso in this movie. I find Dennis Quaid good looking usually, but in this one, he looks like the Joker. It's weird.
Yeah, I think he's very handsome, but if he allows himself to go toward that Joker Jack Nicholson face, he can do that. But
yeah,
I don't mind him showering and being shirtless and all that. He plays a really good rogue. I didn't buy him for a second saying "I love you" to her. I'm surprised she did. He was very I don't know, hang doggy.
Over the top.
Yeah, it was really over the top. But he's super handsome. I've had a crush on him forever and ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a meetup we could make happen. So Wayne Brady, if you're listening, can you introduce my friend Mandy to her crush, Dennis Quaid?
Well, maybe let's wait till Wayne comes on the show because I want to know more.
Okay.
I'm obviously they're friends and they hang out all the time. So yeah.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. I'm so glad you liked it. I really am.
I really did. I loved it. And I could see why it becomes like a perennial watch.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's Steel Magnolias or lots of other things. But
there's a really great scene, if I may. There's this really great scene. It's about, sorry, Pete, it's like an hour and 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in the movie. And it's
because on Hulu, they don't, right? Is it Hulu that we were watching
HBO
or Amazon?
Max. I couldn't, it wouldn't tell me how much, So anyway, that it's a classic conversation between Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine. And it's basically her it's after she gets out of rehab and she's with her mom and her mom's driving her home from work. And she's just talking about how she would really like a perky den. And I think in that scene it really sets up the dynamic of how the mom always takes over the conversation and does not listen to her daughter and is constantly one-upping her with her drama.
And how was your day, dear?
They made me do a drug test.
I knew it. I knew you shouldn't do this picture.
Yeah, but you knew I shouldn't do it because it was a bad film.
No.
Not because they were going to make me do it.
I don't analyze the way you do, dear. It just felt wrong to me. I had a dream that it wasn't right. Oh, I know you don't take my dreams seriously, even the one that predicted your kidney stone.
I really like a Percodan right
I had a dream the other night. I had a dream that I was drowning, that I was sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Very heavy sequin gown dragging me down.
What does that mean?
I don't want to alarm you, dear, but I do want to prepare you. I didn't tell you this before because of the drug clinic thing and all of that, but remember my hysterectomy?
The one last year.
Right. Well, they found tumors.
Really?
Fibroid tumors.
Oh, but isn't that normal, Mom?
Usually it's normal. But in our family, dear, all the women die young. All have weak systems.
Grandma's still alive.
Barely. And don't contradict me, dear. I'm just trying to tell you that I might not be around for very much longer. I don't want to alarm you, but I do want to prepare you for my death. It is so important that you understand how precious your life is to me.
How did we end up talking about your death from my drug
I
test?
wish you would change back to my business manager.
Could we just not
I think you would feel better. I know I would. And I think you should ask Dr. Feldman to take a look at you. Maybe you have tumors. I had one as big as a grapefruit.
I'm going to kill myself.
Don't say that, even in jest, Suzanne. Just come out of a drug clinic. People might take it the wrong way.
Oh.
Her blush should have its own movie. Everybody just look at a still image from this movie. Shirley MacLaine's blush is unbelievable. It's like her whole cheek from her eye to her chin is just this ruddy, bright, woo. It's intense.
She, for me, is one of those actresses like Carol Burnett, like Betty White, that just deliver perfectly. Just pitch perfect comedy. It's grounded in real character. I believe it, but there's this heightened thing that they do. It's clear and it's so specific, man. She that song that she does. So when Meryl Streep comes out of the rehab and
I'm still here.
Yes. Did you know that song?
Of course. It's Sondheim.
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was from. I had heard it only in that movie.
Oh, it's from either Follies or Company. I always get them confused. Good times and bad times.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's Follies. Stephen Sondheim actually changed and wrote special lyrics for this movie.
It sounded like it.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Knowing the lyrics as I do.
But what a cheeky, hard thing to do, where she gets up and sort of pretends that she doesn't really want to sing. She doesn't want to take over her daughter's night, right? And then she goes from, what is it? I'm still here in D flat. That's a quote we say in our house all the time. I'm still here in D flat. And then she gets up and she somehow manages to she sings the whole song with.
It's like a 4.5 minute song. It's not a quick ditty.
Choreography and levels and acting and slamming the piano. I mean, she brings it home in this way and then flips up her skirt.
Yeah. And
crosses her leg and hits this pose on the piano. It's beyond. I love it.
I thought I loved that Shirley MacLaine was an addict as well.
Yeah.
But an addict who hadn't faced her troubles. And I liked the way it was revealed because I didn't know it in the beginning of the movie. I didn't know she was a drunk at all. You're watching and you're like, oh, she's at a party. So she had a few. Great. She's at home, quote unquote, worried about Meryl Streep. So she's drinking some wine. Great. Then she poured vodka in her morning smoothie and I was like, whoa! It was so gross. Warm vodka from the cabinet right into her morning smoothie with blueberries and yogurt. And I was so grossed out. And then that's when Meryl Streep calls her out and is like, you have a drinking problem. And Meryl Streep says one of my favorite lines, I drink like an Irish person.
I don't
have a drinking problem. Yeah. Wait, what did I say? Oh, Meryl Streep?
Sorry. Yeah.
Shirley MacLaine says it.
Yeah, that scene is the one with all the big quotes in it. That's the one.
Right.
I think, can we play it?
Well, not that whole scene, because it starts isn't it that long argument with I twirled up?
It goes to, it's not that long. It's 2 minutes. And it has the twirled up.
I'll sing I'm Still Here gently in the background as Pete plays it. Here we go. No,
Pete, there's 27:05 left to 25:30. Go for it.
You are jealous because I can drink and you can't take drugs any longer because I can handle it and you can't.
Handle it? How do you handle it?
My drinking does not interfere with my work. I wish that my mother had been as concerned about me when I was a little girl. Will you please tell me what is this awful thing I did to you when you were a child?
You want to know?
I want to know. Tell me.
Okay, fine. From the time I was 9 years old, you gave me sleeping pills.
That was over-the-counter medication, and I gave it to you because you couldn't
give children
sleep.
Sleeping pills.
They were not
can't
sleeping
sleep.
pills. It was store-bought and it was perfectly safe. Now, don't blame me for your drug taking. I do not blame my mother for my misfortunes or for my drinking.
Well, you don't even acknowledge that you drink. How could you possibly blame your mother for something you don't even do? Remember my 17th birthday party when you lifted your skirt up in front of all those people?
I did not lift
including
my
that guy,
skirt.
Michael.
It twirled up. You only remember the bad stuff, don't you? What about the big band that I got to play at that party? Do you remember that? No! You only remember that my skirt accidentally twirled up!
And you weren't wearing any underwear.
Well,
I don't know. I felt lazy this week, I guess. I just wanted Pete to do all the work. But I think the twirled up is the funniest bit. And when she says, it twirled up. And then at the end, well, you just heard it. Well.
Repeats it, even with more gusto. Yeah.
You weren't wearing any underwear. Well, I love it. Oh God, that's, but it's interesting to hear you say that because I have watched it so many times. I didn't even realize the filter of imagining that she doesn't have a drinking problem until that scene. And I also
I didn't know.
I like how what offended you was the temperature of the vodka.
Oh,
not
so
the fact that she put vodka in it. You were like, and it was like room temperature vodka.
Meanwhile, we were at dinner last night and the restaurant, the menu said, this pasta dish is served tepid. And I was like, what? My whole family, Casey ordered it. And the guy's like, just so you know, tepid means room temperature. Casey's like, no, I got it. I'm fine. I'll have the pasta. But it was such a strange word. Don't put that on a menu. right?
How was it?
Universe,
was it
don't
good?
do that. Casey didn't care for it because he doesn't like when tomatoes are like roasted or sun-dried. He doesn't like that that wrinkly tomato, which I love. So he wasn't crazy about his pasta. But Green Street restaurant in Pasadena, it was so good.
Oh.
But it's not that the vodka was tepid. I was repulsed when she reached for it because I was watching her make a smoothie. And I love when people like eat in movies or drink in movies. I want to see what everyone's ordering and eating and drinking all the time because that's my obsession. So I was like, blueberries, yogurt, got it. And then she reached for the vodka and I was like, ugh. And then I thought about it and I'm like, she didn't put ice in the blender. So it was like, gross.
Side note, you really should hustle a job on a food show. Why has that not happened yet?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have enough jobs, but I would do it if somebody asked. I'm such a
passion.
Food obsessed person. I know.
Yeah.
But okay. Another thing that I think is a movie thing.
Yeah.
That, or maybe you'll say you do this and you probably do because so much of what you do is gross. Meryl Streep takes pills without any liquid. And I know people in movies do this frequently. They pop pills in their mouth and like a dog, like they, without rubbing their necks down. But I'm like, who takes, I struggle with taking pills in general. I need to be tricked.
Yeah.
But come on, have a sip of water.
I hear you.
Do you take pills without liquid?
Well, no, but if I had stolen pills from my mother's medicine cabinet and then was running out and trying to hide the pills in my blouse and then wanted to take the pills immediately when I got in my car, I might take pills without water then because those are before the days of those plastic water bottles that you love so much. You know what I mean?
That I love. Yeah.
People didn't have water in their cars. So that I bought, but I see what you mean. Usually that probably heightens the whole, I'm not taking aspirin here. I'm taking something I'm so desperate to take. Right. That I won't even get water for it. Right?
Right. Yes. But don't you see people do it a lot in movies? The way everybody drinks their coffee black in movies?
Yeah. They practically chew the pills out of their hand and then they throw their head back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very non-real life thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. How about that Richard Dreyfuss, huh? Oh,
so charming.
Hunkalicious. God damn.
Oh,
I think he's so hot. No, he is. He's so hot. I love Richard Dreyfuss. Still.
I don't think he's hot. I thought he was very charming.
Oh, how do you not think Richard Dreyfuss is hot? You're practically married to Richard Dreyfuss.
I'm married to Paul Rudd.
Okay. No, you're married to Richard Dreyfuss too.
Paul Rudd.
Admit it. Think about it. I want you to go away and think about this. And then I want you to come back next week and tell me if you're not married to Richard Dreyfuss just a little bit.
I want you to think about this. My husband listens to this show.
I know.
And I don't know how he's going to feel about you thinking he's Richard Dreyfuss-esque.
Richard Dreyfuss is the hottest and the most charming, and he has sparkly eyes, and he's gorgeous, and he's funny, and he's smart. What would be an insult about that?
I don't find Richard Dreyfuss attractive like that.
Wow, Jeremy's going to be so hurt that you don't find him attractive.
He's not Richard Dreyfuss-esque.
Okay, so you say. All right. Also, one thing I wanted to clarify, this is another side note. There's a lot of business to catch up on, but we never told people our Top Gun handles. We never told them which.
We didn't?
No.
How did people function not knowing?
I got a lot of mail. I got a lot of mail. So
I have it written down over here. Goose.
Yeah.
I got Goose.
You're Goose.
I never would have remembered if I didn't write it down.
And I'm Iceman.
He's the jerky one.
Yeah, that's fucking right he is. Okay?
Of the two of us,
definitely.
I would have reversed that. I would have anticipated I would get the jerky one.
No, you're adorable. I don't know what you have against Richard Dreyfuss, but
I'm a nice person. But I do love judging other people. And so I would imagine I'm more of an Iceman, hangman type. Can we talk about your deep, deep, deep connection to Meryl Streep?
Yeah. You mean how similar we are in our acting choices and styles? And
no, that you both play mouth trumpet.
That we both went to Vassar? Oh. Sorry. I went to Vassar. But
she does mouth trumpet.
Yes, she does. That's right. As do I. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe she did it. And she did it sincerely.
Yeah.
Like the audience was like, woo, that's so impressive. A mouth trumpet solo. You do it with lots of tongue in cheek. Or I don't know if your tongue's actually in your cheek when you do it.
It varies, depends on what kind of trumpet,
Yeah, true. Yeah. So, I was like, look at that. Meryl Streep's stealing Fabian's bit.
Yeah, Meryl and I are similar in a lot of ways. So thank you for noticing that.
Yeah.
Well,
I do.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you liked it. Are you ready? Do you want to give it a manned job? Are you ready to give it several manned jobs, I'm assuming?
Yeah, not just
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'll go first. I think you know what I'm going to
please.
say. You know what I'm going to say, right?
5 stars.
Yeah. 5 man jobs for sure. I can't. This movie, with the exception of some of the very clearly made in the 80s shots that no longer exist in cinema, but are very Mike Nichols, all 5 man jobs. Active ones.
It's close to that for me. I'll 4.5 just because I don't know that it ages all that well in terms of like the lack of diversity and there's one black person in the movie and that black person comes out and is like, your mother would like to see you in the house now. Like she's like from 1935. It's a little, that does bother me more than I want it to. And I know I bring it up a lot, so I apologize, but
don't apologize.
That's the only knock against it. Other than that, it's winning, charming, funny, heartfelt. I love it.
I totally hear what you say. For me, I'm a little bit like, it was made back in the 1800s. So that's what people did. I mean, it doesn't make it okay, but it was sort of like just what people were doing at the time. And now we kind of know better, but that's like, you can't fault a toddler for throwing their cereal. That's just where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I did punish my kids for throwing their cereal because it's wrong.
Well, your kids aren't toddlers. They should not be doing that anymore.
I'm saying when they were toddlers. I punish them for other things now.
Sure. So we're going to play a game.
Yes, we are.
But before we play that game, I want to make a plea. I'm going to do some begging and some groveling.
Oh boy. Okay. What do you need?
If you're listening to this right now, we need you to help us grow.
Oh God.
So please, not what grow? You're thinking boner. You're thinking no, but we say it every week, but you haven't heard us for a few weeks. Please go ahead and leave us that 5-star review. Please tell your friends, share it, spread the word. Those reviews do help us get seen more, and we just so desperately need the validation and the accolades. So please help us grow, help us keep doing the podcast. 5 stars, and join our secret Fandy membership program.
Yes.
Take it away, Fabian.
Oh yeah. You can go to mancave.com/Discord. That's like an app where we can all chat with each other. There's a regular channel and then a members only channel. You go to mancave.com/Fandy. That's Fandy. That's where you become a member, and we'll send you cool bonus content, like additional little fun recordings and episodes, and sometimes and definitely birthday messages on your birthday.
Or near your birthday.
Yeah, on or near your birthday.
Yeah. We're not so good at being on time.
Yeah, but we're so creative, like we're artists. That's what happens. And also you can go to mancave.com/merch, and we have a really funny, amazing, we have an incredible graphics team that works for Mandcave, and the merch there is really funny and fun. And we have they're great birthday gifts, and it's travel mugs, and the sweatshirts are so soft and cozy.
It's all great stuff.
And it all really helps us out. So yeah, please do that. Please do.
And our engineering is by Pete Wright, and our music is by Ian Post.
Yeah.
And we are so grateful for all of that.
Yeah, this seriously does not happen without those guys. Yeah, so thank you. Okay, well, look, I mean, it's been a while. We're both a little rusty. I threw you a softball, like a major, major softball, because this is a game that you are going to love, probably even more than me. And
name that cheese.
Wow. I didn't even think of that. Oh my God. No. Are you ready? So Postcards on the Edge came out in 1990, a very good year. But as it was
that the year Zac Efron was born?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
And So I decided it's based on source material, Postcards from the Edge, the novel. Let's just say that we are going to cast Postcards from the Edge today. Who are we going to cast? So this is the game, which I know you love. Every time you read a book, you like to cast it.
I love casting.
I know. So that's your game this week. We're going to take Postcards from the Edge and we're going to cast it with current actors. You can make it as diverse as you want.
Okay.
And nobody has to audition. So.
Well, Zac Efron would be the Dennis Quaid role.
Fair enough. Okay. You think he's got the nasty macho smarts for that? Like, he seems real good guy. Okay. He's got he can play both. Okay, great.
He played Ted Bundy. He's very
I didn't
good.
see that. I didn't see him play Ted Bundy.
He's a very good actor.
Oh, great. Okay, Zac Efron, I like it. Okay.
So now the challenge would be two actresses who are 20-something years apart, right? And who we can imagine would be mother-daughter.
Yeah. So Shirley MacLaine and Meryl Streep were 15 years apart.
Yeah, not so far.
No.
Well, Shirley MacLaine, fun fact, found out when we were watching Terms of Endearment, she was, I think, like 40 when she made Terms of Endearment. Like that character, whose name escapes me, Aurora, was like, we all thought of her as like late 50s, later in life. She was so young.
Oh my God. Well,
crazy.
How great is that she was willing to do that, I know actresses who are age appropriate to play the mother of another and they won't. They won't do it. Yeah. They're like hanging on to 40 as long as they can. Yeah. Okay.
I know.
So who?
Well, one fun idea would be Laurie Metcalf and her daughter, who's the star of Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
That would be fun because they are actually mother-daughter.
I saw Laurie Metcalf in Hacks and I'm like, she's another one of those laser focused, nails the joke every time. Can do no wrong. Yes, I agree.
But let's
not
go for some
girly though. She needs, I feel like the Shirley MacLaine character, part of it is the way she dresses and the way she.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So but also in my effort to diversify, let's think of, non-lily white people. Do you have any ideas as I stall?
Well, I barely know any actors' names. And older actresses, this is going to sound weird, but like, wait, how old is? See, I don't know as many older Black actresses actually.
Well,
like right off the tip of my tongue, or
I do
Latina actresses. Oh yeah,
living in that world.
Yeah,
but how old do you think Meryl Streep's character is supposed to be?
Oh, Meryl Streep's character? Yeah, 30s for sure.
30s. Yeah, that changes everything because Jennifer Lewis is perfect for to play Doris.
Yes.
And she would sing the S out of that song. So now that I've cast Doris as Jennifer Lewis, who is amazing. And for those who don't remember her, she is most well known as the mom on Blackish, the grandma on Blackish.
I love her. Yeah. Wait, isn't she also on I Love That For You?
Or she most certainly is.
Yeah.
Now, we also know that in this day and age, you don't need to have two people of the same race play, mother-daughter. But I'm not a fan of Tracee Ellis Ross, who might be a natural choice. I don't like her.
I do love her.
I don't like her.
I love her. She's a
a
little safe. She doesn't quite have the edge. She seems so, I don't know. I love her though. I think she's so funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of funny actresses in that range. In the 30s range. That's what's tripping me up because Kerry Washington is hilarious and could do that, but she's in her 40s and maybe.
I would buy Kerry Washington though as Jennifer Lewis's daughter for sure. And Kerry Washington is hysterical and really a good dramatic actress. She'd be really good.
So there it is.
Yeah, I like that.
Kerry Washington, Jennifer Lewis, Kerry Washington getting to make out with Zac Efron. who else do we get to cast? The
director. I mean,
right.
And I'm actually directing, so I can't be in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been my first choice.
Yeah.
What about Jane Lynch?
Love it. Oh my God.
Because
yes.
Gene Hackman, you always see him as hard. And in this movie, he's very hard, but there's a very soft interior. Like, we get how much he cares about the project and her, but that it's all out of his control and it's driving him crazy.
Yeah.
So Jane Lynch as the director.
Perfect choice.
Thank you.
Okay. Richard Dreyfuss.
Okay, so
Jeremy Clavin.
Eventual actual love interest. I'm trying to think of...
You can't do Tony Goldwyn because that's already been done.
No, what about like Randall Park? Somebody who's so charming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I love him.
Yep, it's Randall Park.
That works.
And he's like oddly handsome and crushable, but very goofy and funny, which is more how I would describe Richard Dreyfuss, not as like a hottie. Okay.
Yeah.
And then is there anybody else of significance to cast? Now that I'm on this role?
Well, we could do like the grandma and grandpa, or we could do the Annette Bening character.
Oh,
like,
Annette Bening, I think, is more...
Who's the new up-and-comer who's going to play the hooker who banged Jack Faulkner?
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a deep cut, but I've really got it.
Yeah?
It's a very deep cut, and she's not a well-known person.
Okay.
Like,
neither
a good,
was
like,
Annette.
obvious person would be like Amanda Seyfried or something. Like, that would be a good, like,
sure.
Oh, yeah. She'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that girl in The New Vacation who's like, I heard that when you get hit, somebody bops you in the head, a gold coin comes outside of your butt. So she is definitely playing the hooker.
I love it. Oh, that's really, really good.
And she'll be thrilled because I don't know how much she's working. I mean, maybe she's a star and I don't know it, but it's her.
She is now. She just made the Mandcave podcast. She is now.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. That's good. I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, well done.
I love casting. I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. And, once you're off of your food show gig, we could do some casting gigs as well. You've got this.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's as easy as it is.
This has been life-changing, as the Man Cave should be.
As you know, that's how it works. Guys, for those of you who don't know the business, here's how it works. You just think of someone to play the part, and then they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you just think, oh, I want to sell a show. And you do.
Yep.
Like you just manifest your dreams just by having the thought, a passing thought.
Yes.
Makes things happen in Hollywood.
Back to maybe one of our first episodes, which was The Secret. Thank you for acknowledging that's exactly how life works. You're welcome.
Exactly.
All right.
So,
yeah. What do you got for me?
Yeah. Well, mine is something beloved from this same exact time period.
Oh.
One of my favorite movies that I could quote all day long. Quotes like, I like the high ones.
Okay.
Or the most famous quote, there is no crying in baseball.
Oh God, yes, I just watched that movie. That's fantastic. Yes.
Okay. A League of Their Own.
Yes.
For those who have not caught on, is amazing. And it is now a series on Amazon.
Oh.
So we are going to watch. If you said, I haven't seen it in 30 years, I would have said then you're required to go watch the movie before you watch the show.
Yes.
But now that you've watched it recently, have your girls watched A League of Their Own?
Yes. They loved it.
So good.
Yes.
So good. Okay. So come here, Stillwell Angel. So we're going to watch whatever episodes are available. I think 2 dropped initially, and there might be a 3rd by the time we get to it on Amazon Prime. A League of Their Own, the series.
Yes, and it was created or showrun by Abby
Jacobson.
Yes, Abby Jacobson. Yes.
Right.
Oh my God, and I'm a huge fan of hers. Oh, this is so fun. What a great...
I don't know her. This will be, for me, I never quite tapped into Broad City. And I think I should. I think I would love it. But,
I think you probably would. She's,
if you're in the wrong frame of mind when you watch something and you just come at it the wrong way and you're like, now I've made my decision, So I think that was Broad City for me.
Yeah.
It was built up so much, and it didn't get me.
Yeah, no, she's really good. Like it's broad, but I love her. I really loved her.
All right.
So, yeah.
A League of Their Own.
Yes.
Join us.
Fantastic.
Everybody.
Yay. Good to be back. See you next time.
I know. Love you.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.